Welcome back. In this session we're going to start the drawing for our Monet lily pad painting, which includes our Japanese bridge. Before we get started, I want you to look at this painting and notice that it's divided into thirds. We have the top third here, the middle third about here, and then the bottom third here. We just got done looking at some of the pictures of Monet and some of his paintings, and we also talked about what a reflection looks like. And you can see that this bridge, which is in the top third, is clearly reflected in the pond here in the middle third. Then we have the bottom third that we're going to just have as the kind of very foreground with some larger lily pads in there. Okay, so as we go through, you're going to make sure that you have yours divided up into thirds. Okay, so here's our paper. This paper has been cut just a little bit. It's 17 by 11 inches, Mr. Lundgren. And what you're going to do now is you're going to start by folding your paper. Now, if you want to, and you want to use a ruler and actually divide it into thirds, you can. But that gets a little tricky because 17 doesn't divide evenly very nicely. So what I'm going to tell you to do is take your paper, and I'm going to hold it kind of horizontally like this, and I'm just going to fold the right hand over and the left hand over, but I'm not going to fold them yet. I'm just going to roll them. And if you notice here, here's how they're rolled. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of guess. It's not going to be perfect, but I'm going to guess. I'm going to keep those so that this piece here points up to the edge, and this piece here is about at the edge there. And so you can kind of see that like rolled over into a third. Once I have it close enough, I'm going to squish it back down and fold it. Okay, and I'm going to give those some nice hard creases. Okay, now that you've got your three creases, it should look something like this, and you'll see those three creases. Okay, now what we're going to do is two steps. We are going to, number one, write our name on the back. This is the front now. Okay, and we're going to flip our paper over and write our name on the back. Okay, so write your name down here at the bottom. I'm going to put Mr. Lundgren. Write it nicely and clearly. And then write your grade number and write your homeroom teacher, so we know which class you're in. Then, this is going to be the bottom of your paper. I am going to come around with a piece of clear packing tape, and I'm actually going to tape right over this fold, your top fold. Now, why am I doing that? Because I have found in the past that we fold this paper over so many times to get it to do the reflection here. We fold this line over so many times that a lot of students have troubles with their paper ripping right along this crease line. So I will come around and put that piece of tape on before we move forward. Good. Now that you have your tape on and your name on the back, flip your paper over to the front, and we're going to start our drawing. If we look back here, there's a couple pieces I want you to notice. There's the kind of foreground, or like the grass right at the edge of the pond. There's the trees in the back, and then there's the bridge. We're going to kind of put all that stuff on so you have a good feeling of where that stuff belongs when you start your painting. So we're going to start with our grass. Okay, the grass is going to come just right here. You want it to be about 2 or 3 fingers high. And make it organic line, kind of wiggly, not like not very wiggly and regular like this, but you want it to look like nature. All right, get that done, and then we're going to put the trees in the back. As I showed you on the PowerPoint, the trees are kind of like on this side and this side, and there's a smaller like bunch of bushes in the middle. So you're going to start here, and you're going to kind of wiggle a branchy, bushy area there, wiggle up, and then wiggle this back up here, and those are those 2 tree areas. It's kind of like a U shape. Okay? Now, we're going to draw the bridge on. As far as the bridge goes, we want the bridge to just about touch the top of our page. But we don't want it to go below the fold line. So first, I want you to just take your pencil and trace right along the fold line right here. so you know where you're not going to go below. All right. Now we're going to start in the middle, about the middle, and you're going to take that curve of the Japanese bridge and curve it down like this. And then start on the other side and take the curve of your Japanese bridge down the other side. Okay? Now you're going to put a parallel curved line there. And so I'm just going to start here and draw a nice parallel curved line. That's going to be like the handrail of the bridge. Alright? Then you're going to give yourself 2 or 3 fingers so that you're just above that middle line here of your fold. And you're going to do a parallel line. You want it to be parallel with that handrail. This is the part of the bridge where you would actually walk upon. Your feet would like tread upon that part. And so here's my curved line. It's pretty parallel, not perfect, but pretty close. And then right above that, you're going to do another line like this. So we have our 2 curves, and that's where our little curves are going to be. Then we're going to draw in, ever so slightly, just these banisters that are kind of like holding the handrail up. All right, take your time and draw at least 4, if not 5. And those should be completely vertical. There's one, it's vertical. Here's another one, 2, 3, 4, and I'm kind of trying to evenly space these. 5. So I have 5 on that one, whereas on my original painting I have the 4 there. Okay? So that being done now, it's really hard to get that to be exactly exactly reflective over that line without having to hold it up into the light. You can kind of see through my paper right there, you can kind of see the lines, but what we're going to do is we're actually going to leave that there, and when we start painting and flipping it down, we're going to be transferring that onto the painting. So for today, that's all we're going to draw, and that's where we'll leave off, and we'll start our painting in the next section.